The auto pen, presidency, I just want to say first and foremost, the auto pen presidency, we don't call it the Biden presidency anymore. We call it the auto pen presidency, where President Biden fell on stage, face first, in front of 4,000 of our newly commissioned officers. Where was Mark Kelly? Mark Kelly reminds me of John McCain. That's not a compliment. He gives off the same loser energy.
Okay, we have an insane Fox News segment on Hannity with Republicans continuing to disparage veterans because I guess that's the politically advantageous thing for them to do, showing us who they truly are. If you can, leave us a like on the video. We want to get to 30,000 subscribers, and let's hop right into this takedown.
The auto pen, presidency, I just want to say first and foremost, the auto pen presidency, we don't call it the Biden presidency anymore. We call it the auto pen presidency, is part of what set up the collateral damage that President Trump is now having to fix. I mean, you had for 4 years, they lied to the American people, and the White House press corps was complicit in it every single day, a fact that they should absolutely be reminded of.
I wanted to stop here real fast because this framing has always been really funny to me. Like, just on a basic logic level, which one seems more likely? That the entire Democratic Party and liberal media were in some conspiracy together lying to the American people about Biden's dementia because they wanted to run a dementia-ridden candidate against the guy that they thought was a fascist, or Biden's age was just showing a little, which was politically inconvenient given that Trump was running again and Biden was the only person with a record to really beat him. So they tried to run him again when they probably shouldn't have, and should have just let Kamala run for the whole campaign rather than just for 100 days. Like, I already know it's kind of funny that the COVID was made in a lab, the 2020 election was stolen, all vaccines are fake, everyone is in a conspiracy against Trump. People expect to get taken serious, but like, come on, guys, right? You got to try a little bit.
Mark Kelly reminds me of John McCain. That's not a compliment. He gives off the same loser energy. You can tell they're both frustrated that they're never going to be president because they're not tough enough, they're not smart enough. And Mark Kelly cannot name a single illegal order. Meanwhile, I could name several illegal orders that were given during the Biden administration that Mark Kelly was completely silent on. Let's start with the fact that members of our military were told they had to mandatory take the COVID-19 vaccine or they were going to be discharged from the U.S. military without pay and without pension. Where was Mark Kelly then? Where was Mark Kelly when it was so abundantly clear to anybody with eyeballs that Joe Biden, the commander-in-chief of the military, was not fit to give a single legal command?
She does realize vaccines have always been required for the military, right? Like, they have a supremely high health standard to be met, and part of that is keeping up with the vaccine schedule, of which the COVID vaccine passed all trials to be a part of, co-part of MAGA. I mean, the fact that these clowns made a conspiracy about it and that the world won't buy into your delusion is not a serious critique. Also, I love the doubling down from the party of troops on 2 combat veterans being losers. John McCain, a prisoner of war. Loser if you ask MAGA. Mark Kelly, 39 combat flights, over 12 medals. Loser if you ask MAGA. When people show you who they are, please believe them.
You really want to tell me the generals and the military aides around Joe Biden didn't think that he was fit to give legal orders? The man didn't know if he was in the bathroom or the situation room most of the time. I mean, Jason, I was at the Air Force Academy graduation where President Biden fell on stage, face first, in front of 4,000 of our newly commissioned officers. Where was Mark Kelly?
Now, to be clear, Mark Kelly was in a video where he said, to quote, "Remember, you do not have to follow illegal orders." That is what MAGA is trying to drag this veteran through prosecution for. Totally not authoritarian or anything. But MAGA Republicans are actually kind of funny in like a sad, pathetic way when you realize their entire worldview of politics revolves around one of them making up a conspiracy, all of them regurgitating that conspiracy with no critical thinking or research, and then getting mad about that conspiracy and frustrated that other people won't buy into it and believe it. And then when those people provide you with counterfacts, you call them brainwashed, fake news, or Trump deranged. You say you're an independent thinker and like all of this. It's this cycle from one thing to the next endlessly, and it has to be tiring, Maggie. It has to be, right?